Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Miss Misha, and I'm your host. And this is your teacher, Miss Summer. Today, we will learn about some contributions of China and about their early writing system.
I'm Miss Summer, and this lesson is titled Paper, Writing, and Calligraphy. Today, we will be learning about writing in early China. I want you to listen carefully to find out whether scholars have been able to translate this writing system and if this writing system is still being used. Before we begin, let's look back at our chart from yesterday and quickly review what we learned. Miss Misha, can you share what you already know about early Chinese civilization?
Well, yes. We learned that people in early China farmed along the Yellow and Yangtze rivers. We also learned that Chinese inventions such as seed drills, iron plows, and harness, and water pumps made farming much easier.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Misha. I've learned so much about the early Chinese civilization already. Are there some new things you want to learn during today's reading?
Well, yes, there are actually a few things I want to learn. I want to know how Chinese writing and English writing are different. I have also heard of their amazing writing system. So I want to know if scholars can translate the writing system of early China, and is this system still used today?
Oh, those are some great questions, Miss Misha. I would love to learn the answers to those questions also. But before we get started with our reading, let's begin by first discussing the meaning of some very important vocabulary words that we will reference in this lesson. Are you ready, boys and girls? Yes. What about you, Miss Misha?
Yes, I love learning new words.
Great. Let's get started. So our first word is character. Say character.
Character?
Great.
Oh, I already know the meaning of the word character. Character means a feature that makes people different. No, it means the person in a story I've read. No, it means... Oh, Miss Summer, I'm so confused.
Well, Miss Misha, those are all actually right. A character is a word that we call a multiple meaning word. For these kinds of words, sometimes it helps to read the sentence to know the meaning. Character in today's story will mean a written symbol. We're going to use our hand to pretend we are writing to help us remember this word, like this. Great job. One sentence that may help us remember could be, a smiley face is a character used to represent happiness. Great job, boys and girls. Miss Misha, can you read the sentence on our anchor chart to help us remember how character is used in our story today?
Yes. Each Chinese character represents a different spoken word or group of words.
Yes, exactly. Our next word is durable. Say durable.
Durable.
Good job. Durable means something that is strong and made to last for a very long time. We're going to learn some American Sign Language to help us remember this vocabulary word. For this word, we'll hold our arms up like this and flex our muscles, kind of like we're showing how strong we are. So let's try that again, boys and girls. Let's motion strong and durable. Great job. My son's shoes must be made of durable material. Otherwise, he would tear them up very quickly. Or like the picture on our anchor chart. The rope is used to hold the boat to the dock. Was extremely durable. Our next word is remarkable. Say remarkable.
Remarkable.
Good job. Remarkable means to be recognized as uncommon or extraordinary. Miss Misha, what are you doing? The boys and girls are laughing at you.
Well, I am remarkable, so I'm just taking selfies.
Oh, okay, I see. If you say so. But boys and girls, to help us remember remarkable, why don't we pretend to take selfies too? I mean, we're all remarkable, right? Let's pretend. Great job. It's remarkable how smart you are, boys and girls. or like our anchor chart. The birth of the baby elephant was a remarkable experience at the zoo. Great job learning those new vocabulary words, boys and girls. Now we're going to listen carefully to see what new things we can learn about the early Chinese civilization and if there are any other inventions that made life easier for them. Boys and girls, read along with us and look at the pictures as we read. Let's get started. Look at this image. Does it look like anything you recognize? This is the Chinese character for person. A character is a symbol or picture used in a system of writing to represent spoken words. Each character represents a different spoken word or group of words. Now look closely at these three characters. If I tell you that the character on the very left is the Chinese character for the number 1, can you guess what the other characters are? Yes, boys and girls, you are so smart. These are the characters for the numbers 1, 2, and 3. If you wanted to write 3 people, you would combine the symbol for the number 3 with the symbol for person that we learned a minute ago. Like this. Look easy? Let's try another one. Can anyone guess what these characters mean? Look closely at the 2 parts of this Chinese word. To the left side and look to the right side. Together they mean school. Or in Chinese it says Shijiang. The left side means tree. In ancient China, school was held under the trees. The right side means communication, meaning the talk and exchange of ideas between people. In ancient China, people learned from each other under the shade of the trees. There are over 56,000 Chinese symbols or characters, compared to the 26 symbols or letters of the English alphabet. Most Chinese use 8,000 in their everyday lives. I imagine it takes a lot of time and patience to practice to learn to write Chinese characters.
Yes, I am sure that you are right.
Yes. Boys and girls, do you think you would have the patience to learn to write with Chinese characters? Oh yes, some of you would. That's great. Maybe you can try it today.
Yeah.
The writing system used in China today is very much like the one developed in the Yellow River Valley over 3,000 years ago. Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt developed writing systems long ago as well, but their cuneiform and hieroglyphs have not been used for a very long time. So it is quite remarkable to think that the Chinese are still writing with many of the same characters that their ancestors used many years ago. How do we know that the Chinese writing system has survived all these years? Well, it has to do with the recent discovery of a most unusual writing surface. What do you use to write on today? Yes, paper. But Chinese farmers digging in their fields unearthed writing on a surface quite different from paper. Can you guess what this discovered writing surface might be? I hear lots of things. Yes, I heard some of you say it. This unusual writing surface is bone. Long before paper was invented, the Chinese wrote the questions for mystical spirits on ox bones and on the hard protective underbellies of large river tortoises. The kings of ancient China used these bones during special ceremonies in which they sought answers to their most important questions. Bones were not the only things that the Chinese used for writing surfaces. For thousands of years before the invention of paper, the Chinese wrote on clay pottery, metal vases, silken cloth, wood, and bamboo strips. Bamboo, a woody plant that grows like a weed, was split and scraped to make the smooth writing surface used in China for many years. Question time. Boys and girls, which of these items do you think would be the easiest to write on? Which would be the most difficult? Miss Misha, can you tell us what the boys and girls said?
I sure can. Some think the metal vases and the clay pots would be the easiest to write on, and the bamboo strips would be the most difficult.
Yes, I agree with those all. There really isn't one right or wrong answer for these questions. I even think these items may all be a little difficult for me to write on, since we normally write on paper.
Yes.
Let's get back to our story. The Chinese invented many things, including something to make writing easier. They invented paper. The first paper was made from a rope-like plant called hemp. The hemp was soaked, beaten to a pulp, and then dried into long, flat sheets. This first paper was very thick and rough and was not used originally for writing at all. Instead, it was used for things as varied as clothing, soldiers' armor, and as a protective wrapping for fine objects. The Chinese continued to experiment with other materials, tree bark, fishing nets, wheat stalks, and cloth rags, to just name a few, trying to create a softer, smoother, lighter writing surface. The person given credit for finding the right combination of materials was a man by the name of Calligraphy. It was he who made the most successful product, creating a type of paper that pleased his emperor or ruler immensely. Finally, the Chinese had paper that was much thinner than the rough hemp fibers, and yet much less expensive than the fine silk cloth. Calligraphy's invention changed the world. Question time. Boys and girls, did the Chinese give up when they didn't find the best writing surface the first time? What do you think? Miss Misha, can you tell me what they said?
Yes, the boys and girls said they did not give up. They said they continued experimenting until they found the right combination.
Yes, I agree with them. I am so glad the Chinese didn't give up. I can't imagine having to write on bone or wheat stalks, or especially on tortoise shells. Wow. The softer, more durable paper meant that books were easier to make, and for many years, the Chinese indeed did have more books than any other country in the world. However, the Chinese style of bookmaking took a long time. Think about how easy it is for you to get copies of books today. You simply go to the library or bookstore and pick out the book you want. Before those books get to the library or store, they are easily printed and bound by machines. Well, in ancient China, each book had to be made individually. If you wanted a copy of a book, you had to copy it by hand yourself, copying each individual character or symbol from the very first page to the very last. Chinese inventors came up with a solution to printing more books. Block printing was invented. The text written on a thin piece of paper was glued face down to a wooden block. Then each character was carved out to make a woodblock printing plate. A separate block was created for each page of the book. If you made a mistake, you had to start all over again. The method wasn't perfect for sure, but the Chinese never gave up. Over the years, they developed better methods that spread throughout the world. Question time. Do you think it was easy for the ancient Chinese to get copies of books? Why or why not? What do you think, boys and girls? Exactly. The boys and girls know. Do you know, Miss Misha?
Boys and girls, can you help me out? Oh, I see. They said no. It was not easy to get copies of books because every single book had to be copied by hand.
Yes, I agree with them. Great job if you said that, boys and girls. You are really listening and thinking today. Today, many people view the Chinese writing system as more than a means of communication. The beautifully formed, graceful characters are appreciated as an important form of art. This art form has a name: calligraphy. Calligraphers, the artists who produce calligraphy, often use soft brushes made of animal hair and dipped in a special ink in order to draw characters for others to enjoy. Like many art forms, it takes a great deal of patience to master calligraphy. Do you think you have the patience to try it? I don't know if I do. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed learning more about early Chinese civilization and their amazing system of writing. Now let's see if we can remember some of the details from our story. It's question time.
Oh, I love question time. I am sure the boys and girls will know all of the answers too.
I'm sure they will, so let's get started. First question. Before the Chinese invented paper, what other kinds of writing surfaces did they use? Let's see. I think the boys and girls know the answer. Miss Misha, do you know the answer?
Well, yes. If I remember correctly, they used bone, clay pottery, metal vases, silken cloth, wood, and oh yes, thanks boys and girls, they also used bamboo strips.
Yes, that's right. Great job. Thanks for helping her out, boys and girls. So we know that the Chinese had many surfaces to write on. So why would they need to invent another surface like paper? Boys and girls, do you think you know? Miss Misha, can you tell us what the boys and girls said?
Well, the boys and girls said paper was much thinner than the rough hemp fibers.
Yes.
And yet much less expensive than fine silk cloth. Someone also said it was much easier for them to produce books with the durable paper.
Yes, I agree with them. Great job. That's remarkable, boys and girls. Very good. Let's go to the next question. How did the Chinese develop the right form of paper for writing? Boys and girls, why don't you whisper the answer so Miss Misha doesn't hear you? Miss Misha, do you know how they developed the right form of paper?
Well, they experimented over and over again with different materials until they discovered the right combination that gave them a lightweight, smooth, and durable product.
Yes, so she was listening too, boys and girls. Great job for whispering that answer. I heard your right answer. You are remarkably smart. Now let's do some word work with the word durable. In the read aloud, you heard the softer, more durable paper meant that books were easier to make. Say the word durable with me.
Durable.
Great job. Durable means able to last for a very long time. In this picture, the home is built of bricks. We might remember from the fairy tale of the Three Little Pigs that bricks are a very durable material. And on our anchor chart, we remember that the rope was durable enough to hold the boat. Have you ever wanted something to be more durable or make something that would last a long time? I know I have. Why don't you tell me about it? Be sure to use the word durable when you tell me. Oh yeah. Great job. Can you tell me a sentence you heard them say with our word, Miss Misha?
Yes, one boy said, "I wish a paper airplane was more durable."
Great sentence. I will have to say, I agree, even though I'm not very good at making paper airplanes.
Me either.
Now let's play a making choices activity. You have heard that the word durable means strong and long-lasting. The word fragile is an antonym or opposite of the word durable. Fragile means delicate. I'm going to read several sentences. If I describe something that is strong and long-lasting, say, that is durable. If I describe something that is delicate, say, That is fragile. Are you ready, boys and girls? They're ready. Are you ready, Miss Misha?
Yes.
Okay. A glass ornament hanging on a tree. Is that durable or fragile? What do you think? Very good. That is fragile. Great job. A cement dam built to hold water. Is that durable or fragile? Wow, good listening. That is durable. A soap bubble floating in the sky. Yes, you are so smart. That is fragile. A library building made of stone. Is that durable or fragile? They're so fast. That is
Yes.
durable. Great job, boys and girls. A wing of a butterfly. Let's think about that one. Is that durable or fragile? Whoa, they're so quick at these. That is fragile. I think Miss Misha had to think on that one a minute.
I think, yes, I did.
Okay. Great job on your word work, learning more about the word durable, boys and girls. So, Miss Misha, what are some things that we learned today that we can add to our anchor chart?
Well, we learned that the writing system invented in ancient China uses characters and is still used today. We also learned that the Chinese people once wrote on bone and even some fragile materials, and that they also invented paper.
Yes, those are some great things that you said. Thanks for sharing. Boys and girls, you shared some great things too. I have really enjoyed learning more about the early Chinese civilization with you. It has been so much fun. I'm also so thankful for their invention of paper. Aren't you?
Oh, yes.
Yes, Miss Misha is too. You have worked so hard today on our lesson as we discovered about ancient Chinese writing and calligraphy, as we discovered about the invention of paper, the process of block printing. You did such a great job with the vocabulary words, listening to the story, and answering all of those questions. I am so proud of you, and you should be proud too.
Most certainly.
Yes.
All rights and credits for today's lesson come from Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank Core Knowledge for publicly sharing these materials. Boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us today. I cannot wait to keep learning more about the early Chinese civilization with you tomorrow. See you then.